Coolest thing about Manhattan College that really drew me in, even from the beginning when I first started there, was just the kind of geographical opportunity, right? Like there's not a ton of real, true schools in New York City or in the vicinity of New York. And I think that can't be kind of understated how valuable that is. My name is Ryan McBride. I graduated from Manhattan College in 2011. My focus was communications. I had a minor in urban affairs. And currently today, I am leading product strategy at Oracle Advertising. Right now, Oracle Advertising, it's a division within Oracle, which is a huge enterprise technology company that really focuses on advertising technology. So it was formerly known as that Oracle Data Cloud, and it's basically a group of acquisitions over the last, let's call it 10 years, that Oracle decided that they were going to participate in the advertising technology space and acquired a whole bunch of smart industry-leading startups across different segments and put together an enterprise suite of advertising technology tools. Within that, I lead really kind of where we are trying to innovate to stay ahead of market trends, industry problems, customer needs, make sure that we are thinking about where the future of this industry is going, and making sure that we are developing and innovating our products to kind of stay ahead of trends and make sure that we're leading in space. The group that I lead is a team of 5, and we really kind of span the entire Oracle Advertising product suite, thinking about things like product innovation, commercial strategy, partnerships, and how we kind of take a leadership position in the space. My first job coming out of college, I started at a media agency called Lockard & Wexler up in Westchester, so not too far from campus, and worked on direct to consumer products like the ShamWow and things like that. So definitely an interesting start into the industry, and that kind of started what I was looking at. And then I moved into a larger agency in OMD, which is in the city, working on things like Pepsi and Time Warner Cable and a few other products there. And then I moved into more technology side of the world at a demand side platform called Ignition One, and then Grapeshot, and now Oracle. I think the most challenging part of what I do, there's a lot of challenging stuff that obviously that goes on, but I think one of the more challenging things, especially coming out of school, was kind of feeling empowered to feel confident about meeting and working with smart people. I think as a kind of student coming out of college, you don't really know exactly what you're getting into, and you're kind of walking in blind to a lot of situations. Even at the internship at Applico itself, I had no idea what I was going to be doing. And it was a lot of just kind of basic data entry work and prospecting work and working with the partner group to find new leads and things like that. But I learned quickly, just kind of going into these things and feeling timid or feeling like you're not prepared or qualified for what you're doing isn't going to help you in any way. And you also kind of learn that when you start to get some exposure doing some things, you quickly become much smarter at that thing that you're doing than the people that you're talking to. So there's really not much of a reason to feel kind of too concerned or not qualified to actually be successful in what you do. I think taking a lot of courses, especially around the course again that kind of resonates to me is mass communications law. It was just really interesting to understand how things like this are regulated in the advertising space. And I think understanding the nuance of all these different fields and the way that these kind of businesses and kind of industries are either regulated or built or kind of sustained was super interesting for me to get a sense of. So I think that was probably one of the most important things that I kind of took away from that, was just getting a foundational understanding of where I wanted to go, and then kind of learning every day. I mean, coming into the professional first job that I had at that small agency, again, I didn't really know much about what I was going to be doing at that job. But I think that's fair, right? I think an important thing coming out of college is that you're not going to be ready to go day one at some job to be the master of what you're going to do. It's just about kind of gradually learning and picking up skills and kind of just getting better and learning and kind of building on top of that. The ability to walk down to the one train and be in the city in 20 minutes is a wildly valuable tool just to kind of get to know the kind of center of where all this commerce and business takes place, right? Every job that I had up until I moved to San Francisco 2 years ago was in Manhattan, in the city, working there, going to meetings, doing all of that. So taking the urban affairs course and kind of I think there was a class called something Power in the City or something like that, where you basically just like meet at different locations in the city and you learn about the history and the background and why they're important. Like, this is the financial district, this is the things that happen on here, this is Wall Street, all that. That was helpful to kind of learn in parallel with the communications courses I was taking around the digital and media industry and broadcasts and all of that, and learning the history together. The courses that I took at Manhattan College, I think it was equally as helpful for me to learn, like in some of the courses that I took there, around what I didn't want to do as what I did want to do. So like, you learn things and you kind of work through and you kind of get a feel for what you're going for. And I think the professors were super, at least they were super kind of accommodating to like, listen, this is helpful for me. I understand this is a course I'm taking and here's what I want to get out of it. I think that's one of the stronger things that I'd say Manhattan College in my experience was good at. I think that some of the courses that I took in my senior year and some of the clubs that I participated in really kind of helped me feel stronger about my decision to kind of take a role or a career in digital media and communications.